Welcome back to Beauty Business Mindset Podcast. This is Celeste. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's the last day of November, and I just wanted to give you a reset before the 2022. So I know a lot of people love to do their New Year's, like New Year, New Me, new goals. For me, it's more like baby, nothing, something didn't work yesterday, so new me, new goals, or like last month, or something has to pivot and shift. Life is constantly changing and ever growing. There's always new opportunities coming in and new shifts and changes that we don't anticipate. And I really, during this year, as we're nearing the end, I want to give you some tools to look at your business. I really want to help you beyond business, also in your life. As I'm going through this shift, I wish somebody would have had this or help me through this season of change in a different way. So let's get started. I want you to start 2022 past your limiting beliefs, past the fear, past the doubts of like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's working. Yes, you do. And you actually have that information. Today, I'm going to share with you in this podcast how to look at your numbers, okay? Very simple. I'm not going to go complex or nothing like that. I just want you to get like a glimpse of what your business numbers are saying without making it scary and overcomplicated, okay? So in order to do this, you're going to need to just have your piece of pen and paper ready. And we're going to start with, today we're going to talk about 4 things, okay? Number 1, what is growing? Number 2, what needs to stop? What's something you just stop doing in your business and how to find what that is. Number 3, what's something that you can change or evolve in your business. And number 4, your mindset, your willingness to be open to the change, open to the new, being willing to detach the feelings and meanings of things to really have a more profitable lifestyle and a more profitable business. So I want you to look at your booking site. If you have a booking site, I've used Gloss Genius before, and they do quarterlies. Quarterly means like it's every 3 months, okay? So the reports that, or you can do the whole year. So if you want to keep it simple, just print out your whole year up to November. Today's November 30th. And I want you to look, and you probably know this in your business, what are your busiest months? Because it varies. I don't like, just to be general, most people think, my busiest month are November and December, or October, November, and December. Maybe that's for some people. Maybe for you, it's something different. So look at your numbers. Your numbers don't lie. So look at your month profits and services that you did for each month and highlight your top 3 months, okay? Now, I want you to highlight I used to use Gloss Genius, whatever you use, it'll tell you what is the most amount of service that you did. So what was your top service, okay? So whatever your top service is, I want you to go with a different color crayon or highlighter and highlight what your top service for each month was. It's super simple. Usually when the report that you run, it tells you all that stuff, so you don't have to figure it out manually. Okay, and then I want you to see what was your lowest service that is on the list, okay? And I want you to highlight that or color that with a different color crayon. And lastly, I want you to look at all the services that you offer, okay? What services did not make the list at all, okay? So look at those services, compare to your list what you offer versus what you actually are doing behind the chair or, in your beauty business. And let's get this started. So remember, with the holidays, that's a month that I wouldn't not take into account as like my highest grossing month. It's good to know, but that's not going to give you the general of what's your really like what is really growing in your business. I wouldn't utilize that information. I would use another month. So for example, if my busiest months are November and December, I would be looking, and I have another high busy month in July, I would be looking at the numbers in July to see what's really growing and consistent with your numbers. I think it's so important that we go back to the numbers. And now with like all these systems, no matter what system you use, they have reports that they put all the information, to do all the hard work for you. You literally just have to print it out and look at it. Or you don't want to print it out, you just look at it through your phone and look at the reports and look at the numbers. And so first, you're going to do number one, what is actually working? What is the most amount of services that bring the most amount of income in your business? And you may be in for a shock. Sometimes we assume it's like certain things and it's something totally, completely opposite. So look at there. What is your business numbers telling you? What are your clients coming in for? What do they see you as an expert already? Okay, that is something that you can take on to next year if you want to, if that's something you love and you want to continue to grow. You know now what you can do. If you're like, oh my gosh, Celeste, I have no idea what type of content I want to do. Well, if you know it's your like number one service and it's growing and it's working in your business, you probably have a lot of clientele that think of you as an expert in that field or in that service. So I would focus on doing my content, educating them on that, how to upkeep, some things to know, most things that people don't know. How, like, for example, if I do lashes, if I put oil-based, makeup remover, I know my lashes will fall out faster. There's shedding season. There's so much education that you can do. It's little simple posts, okay? And you can make one video, cut it shorter. You can make it 10-second, seriously, like a 10-second story, cut it into like a 3-second story, a little, depending on what social media, and just sprinkle it throughout, okay? Don't complicate yourself. So that's like number one if you want to grow for next year. That would be something simple, but if you're growing or your business is bringing a lot of revenue and something that you're no longer aligned with or you don't love to do, I would look at what's number 2 or 3. Maybe that's an area of focus. You can start using your social media. You can start also advertising within your own clients, that service, so you can get away from the services that you no longer love to do, but that you know it's bringing income into your business, okay? So that's into growing. Look at what's working. Number 2, what are you going to be stopping? So looking at your numbers, what are you really not doing services of? And why are you spending a lot of money in? Like, for example, if I was doing color maybe like 4 times a year, but I'm doing haircuts nonstop, maybe it's time to evaluate how much money I would be spending on lightener. How much money am I spending in color? How much unused color do I have in my box or in my color room? Look at all those numbers, okay? Look what the numbers are telling you, because the numbers don't lie. The numbers have their own language and they tell us the truth. Now, what we want to hear, or what our mentor wants to tell us, is the actual facts, matter of facts in our business. So look at that. Look at what is not really working. If you're not really been doing that service that much or that often, and it's not something you really love to do, it's bringing that much income, why not let it go? Why not focus on what is actually working? Look at the services that you're offering that you're not doing any service on. You're not bringing any income in your business on. Maybe it's time to let go of that service, or it's time to amp it up. And if you really love it and you really want to do more of that, use your social media platform, use your clients, use an incentive, do a referral, do something to grow what you want to. But if it's not working, why have it on your service list? Why have it on your menu when you can simplify your menu? I love this saying. Gosh, I forget who said this, but I love this. A confused mind doesn't buy. Okay? A confused mind does not buy. The less options that you can give your clients and more simple you can keep it, the better. I know sometimes, because I'm guilty of this. Sometimes we think we want all these amazing options and all these things. Every time I go to Starbucks, tell me if this is you. How about we go to Starbucks, right? I'm like, hey girl, come on, oh, hi love, come over, let's go to Starbucks, okay? And then you see the whole menu, then you see the holiday menu, and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to choose? It always takes me an extra second, even though sometimes I order the same thing. Right now, I'm changing my diet, so I have to change what I order to drink. Although I don't drink Starbucks all the time, and I think it's such a good example of Keep it simple because it's so much easier for your clients, it's easier on you. And if there's something in your business that's no longer working, or you don't even want to do, and like you're offering it and you're not even bringing in income doing that service, why not take it off the list? So I just think it's so important that at least once a year we go through our numbers and look at that to see what's no longer working, and if it's time to let it go or remove it from our service menu. There's nothing wrong with that. Starbucks does that, McDonald's does that, the grocery stores does that. They're always offering, taking things off like their menu or their lists or what they're offering. Look at the gas station. We all have to get gas because most of us have cars that need gas in them, and they have 4 things, 3 different type of gas, right, that you can buy, or the last one, which is usually diesel. So keep it simple. Less is more. So number 3 would be, what can you change or evolve in your business? There's constant room for us to grow, change, and evolve. Things do not remain the same, and that's okay. And I think the more flexible that we are, the better it is. And it can be something very simple. So looking at your numbers and everything, what's something that you can change within your business? What would be something if you get rid of certain services, or you get rid of certain things or tools or a product that you're purchasing that you really don't need? If you really were able to budget or look where there is money. I always say, there's always money available. I love looking at my account. I love looking what I'm spending on, and memberships, because we forget about memberships. And sometimes, they just keep coming out of the bank. So there's always ways to find money. I'm always money's available, and where can I find my money that I need? What's something that can change and evolve? Maybe this is time, it's been 8 years since your last, photo shoot. And maybe right now with the holidays and everything, I know a lot of photographers are doing holiday specials. Maybe it is time to do either your first branded photo shoot or a new photo shoot of your new space or your new vibe, or what you're going to be focused for 2022. Maybe you have outdated pictures of services that you used to do, but you're changing based on your numbers. You want to focus on what's actually working, and you want a new branded photo shoot. Maybe that's something you can change, so you can evolve your brand and your essence and have a fresh, renewed vibe, because I really love refreshing things. It's kind of like when you're in a room. If you have your bedroom and you decide, I'm over this colors, I'm over this decor, I knew a new feel. It's incredible how changing your atmosphere, your surroundings, will make you feel more serene. And it's the same thing. Look at small ways to change or evolve in your business. Not all of them require money. Some of them, it can be in the way that you do business, the way that you actually hold a consultation. Maybe you want to start doing virtual consultations. There's so many ways to evolve and change your business in little ways that can make a huge difference and impact. So think about that. It could be maybe you're going to have a referral program. It's going to be maybe that you're going to be asking for more reviews from your clients that really love you and adore you, your dream clientele that that pay your prices, that follow your boundaries in your business. So think about little ways to change and evolve in your business, and that's why I love writing stuff down, because I feel like when you write down, you don't stop yourself. You'd be surprised how things can easily flow, or sometimes you're oh my gosh, I'm just looking at this piece of paper and I don't know, but your brain starts thinking, and ideas start popping in, and you're kind of more open and receptive to be hey, next time I go to a salon or I go into my business, I can be more open to when my client has a suggestion, or when I see there's an opportunity available with my clientele. So be open to the change, be open to the evolving with things. And lastly, number 4, I wanted to really talk about the importance of mindset with everything. So I announced today on my social media officially that I'm no longer going to be behind a chair. And, I'm choosing my health first, and I'm so grateful that I have been able to diversify. And I was talking about diversifying your income, which means have other streams of income. Don't just rely on the beauty services that you do. Because what happens when your health goes down? For me, it wasn't because I overused it or I was doing improper things. It happened after I got the COVID. And I lost full function of my left hand, and I just can no longer do it. I tried doing it on the side, hush hush, just with certain clients, and my body just can't do it anymore. So I decided to choose my health, and I've been diversifying my income now for almost 2 years. So it was time for the change and the pivot. And I was talking in there about the importance of having health insurance, which we don't talk about a lot about in our industry, but it's so important. I pay for health insurance, but we have life insurance, having investments, having savings for your personal, living expenses, and also for your business, separate from your, personal savings, having a business savings account. And how grateful I was for being to diversifying early, and how I think it's so important for that conversation to really happen in our industry, that, changing our mindset, because sometimes we think, like, I went into the mindset, like I am guilty of this, like I'm raising my hand. I thought I was going to be able to do hair for the rest of my life. And I loved it, and I figured out my blonding technique, and it was perfection. I'm like, go girl. And I feel like even my clients have told me this. A lot of people have told me this, but it's okay. They were like, you're in the top of your career. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then all this shit happened. I'm like, I know. All this stuff happened, and I wasn't expecting it. But it's okay. I've been able to diversify my income, working with amazing people in the industry, online marketing, all these other things have opened up. I've been able to help other people and with small businesses. Like, it has been an amazing experience as well. And I am really looking forward for what this new chapter and opportunities come up as I leave truly behind the chair. And I think it's so important, and I wanted to share this with you, because if I am here, I'm telling you stuff that I wish somebody would tell you. I wish like somebody would prepare us for things like this. And it's the shift of mindset that we attach our identity and we attach our worth to our work. Like, it happened to me, okay, especially when you work so hard, and you get accolades, or you get success, whatever success means to you, and you start gaining or going up your ladder, whatever. Like, 'cause I have so many meanings of success that has nothing to do with publishings or money. It has to do with other things as well. Money is beautiful and it's abundant and allows me to bless others, but there's other meanings to success for me. And I felt such in a good space, and all this stuff happened. And that's why I wanted to really talk about the mindset shift, that it's okay to be multi-talented, and it's okay to have other ways of diversifying your income. And there's a lot of financial advisors, for insurance. There's like insurance agents. I used to have my license. I no longer have it. I don't practice it anymore. But it's so important, to be able to be prepared for the unexpected, because that's why it's called the unexpected, and that's how life is. Things change in a moment. It doesn't always have to be health related. Maybe you're going to have, a baby, or maybe you're going to have a fur baby. You're going to adopt a little puppy anytime away, or you get married, or, or you decide to move, or whatever your life change is. I think it's always so important to be prepared while it's early. And I am so grateful to have diversified my income early on before any of these things happen. I'm so happy and grateful that I had people around me to tell me, hey, you should have life insurance because your health changes. And as you get older, it's a known fact. Life insurance gets more expensive the older that you get. So the younger that you get it, the better. Health insurance, you never know. I was healthy as a horse for 29 years. And then all of a sudden my health changed. And I'm so grateful I had health insurance for that. And it's just so many different situations. And, nobody really talks about it because it's not sexy to talk about saving money, or it's not sexy about investing money, and doing it, the correct way, whatever that means for you. And I always, advise like a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor, but you should look into that. So I just think it's so important that we start shifting our mindsets, and it's not being negative or nothing like that. It's just like, be willing to learn new things. Be willing to explore the other areas in your life and of your talents, because you were born with talents that were meant for you specifically. and talents that you can utilize to grow your income, to diversify your income, to not have to be so hard on your body. And to end this podcast, I really wanted to talk also about, in regards to mindset, to shift in the mindset that it's okay to ask for help. Sometimes asking for help may be a chiropractor or a therapist. Like, I'm working with a therapist that's going through all these changes, in regards to mental health. Like, I am an anxious creative, and I lost my hair really bad. I've been losing my hair. And, I finally, because I get one beauty service done, and wasn't open to her about it, but being open to the podcast. I'll let her know next time. But I lost a lot of my hair, including my eyebrow hair, because of my anxiety has been so high. And I've been getting hives from anxiety, and my body has just been reacting and stuff. Just because there's other stuff that I won't discuss, because I don't share my whole life on here. That's going on. And that's why I wanted to share that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay, things sometimes are not going to work out the way we expect them to. They're going to work out better for us. And I am going with this new chapter with a mentality that's going to be better. And I know 2022 can be better for you. Tomorrow can be better for you. Today is a better day for you if you so choose to do it. So go back to your numbers. Look what's working and keep growing it if that's what you love to do. If it's not your number one thing that you love to do, maybe focus on number two that's really working, so you can start making the shift. Look what's no longer working. Look what you need to stop right away. Look at your numbers. What's the services that you're not really doing? What are things you can take off your menu that you really are not doing and you really don't want to do? So might as well keep it simple for your clients in regards to your menu, what services and what your focus is. Number 3, be willing to change and evolve. And lastly, as we're talking today, have an open mind. Your mind is not set. I know I love the word mindset, but I love it because for me, and I hope this helps you, is that your mind is not set. You're able to change it. Your mind is a powerful tool that can bring thoughts, but doesn't mean it's reality. You get to choose how you use it. You get to choose how it works. And sometimes we need a little bit of help, with regards to mental health. We all deal with mental health differently, and we need different resources. So it's okay to ask for help. I know I have is to deal with my anxiety and move forward, and it has been awesome. And it's going to be a lifelong process of detaching my worth to my work, because I've been working since I was 15. And I am happier now to be able to be home, to be able to take care of my kids, to be able to work on my time, to be able to work on my set hours, and and just have different ways, amazing, fun ways, the things I love to do, to bring an income into my life, and to most importantly, bring impact to your life. So much love, and I will see you next week. Bye, love.